Hi everybody, welcome back. Today I wanted to do my August wrap-up and what books I read in August. So I was on on a finishing series kick, so there's going to be a lot of that. So anyway, here we go. The first book is Always and Forever, Laura Jean by Jenny Han. And I listened to the first two books on audio. So this is the third book in the To All the Boys I Loved Before series, and it was a really cute book. I thought it was actually a fitting conclusion to the series. So this is a story about Laura Jean, and in the first book she had written letters to the boys that she had fallen in love with just throughout the years, and they accidentally get sent. And then the first couple books, she falls in love with one of them again, and it was really cute. And then I guess Jenny Han came out with a surprise third book. And this book is her and the guy she chooses are together, but they're getting ready to go to college, and just things come up that she did not expect, and she starts thinking, okay, about the future, and what's going to happen. So it's just kind of the story of them kind of navigating through that. So it was very sweet, and I liked it. So Always and Forever, Laura Jean, the third book in the To the Boys I Loved Before series. So I finished that series. And the next two books I read were The Heir and The Crown by Kira Cass. So I was kind of excited to read these. They were the last two books in the selection series. And the first book, The Heir, had so much promise. I actually really liked this book. And I thought I might like it better than the first three books. And this follows the story of Princess Edlyn. And she is the daughter of America and Matt, who were in the first three books, so her parents. And this is kind of like, so if the first three books were like The Bachelor, this is like The Bachelorette, because she's going to be queen, so she has to pick a king. And so the first book was really good. I thought I knew where the author was going with her storylines, but I did not. And the second book just kind of felt so rushed, and it was not the conclusion that I thought would be, or was very good. So I actually didn't really like the books. They're pretty covers. I was excited to read them, but yeah, they're not very... I did not like them. I'm surprised to say, but I actually like the first three books better instead of this. So those were the next two. The second one is The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell. This came in the July Lit Joy crate, and this was actually a really fun book. This is the story of a girl. Her name is, I forget her name, Esta, and she has the power to go through time. And she goes through time and she steals magical artifacts. So she's going to try to find, so things happen, she has to find a book to save magic. And the tagline of the book, of this book is, "Stop the magician, steal the book, save the future." So she goes back in time. She lives nowadays, but she goes back in time to 1900s New York. So that was pretty fun. And she finds the magician, and she has to stop him from using the book, because all the people who have had magic are kind of like restricted to this little part in New York. So it was really good. I did a review for it, which I will link down below, but it was just a really fun read. I believe this will be a duology, so from something the author said, I think it would be a duology. And the last book I read was the first book in the Infernal Devices series, which is Clockwork Angel. And I had been hearing all over in the young adult books about Cassandra Clare, and I haven't read a Cassandra Clare book. So I got the set for Infernal Devices, and this one was really good. And it goes into kind of the Shadowhunter world. So Shadowhunters are people who fight and protect us mortals from demons, werewolves, vampires, things like that. So this is almost like a paranormal book, but it was actually a really fun read. There are kind of the three main characters, so Will, Tessa, and James, and they're kind of, I almost felt like they were kind of like Harry, Ron, and Hermione, which is like they're getting pretty close. And there's kind of like a love triangle between Will and James and Tessa. But unlike a lot of other books, like Twilight, and where there's like a love triangle, this love triangle actually did not bother me. And I think the reason why is because Will and James actually really like each other, and they're kind of like brothers, and they're really close. So where in other triangles, they're not, and they're like, you're not good enough for the girl. So I really like that too. So in this one, Tessa, she is trying to find her brother, and she enlists the help of the Shadowhunters, and then she starts finding out that she has kind of powers herself. So it's kind of goes from there. So this was a pretty good start for the series. So those are my books. Hope you enjoyed. I think that was 5 books, so not a lot of books for this month, but hopefully I will be reading more next month. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks, bye.